Right guys, this is our cow herd. Cows are mostly Cimbra types from a conventional farmer who feeds copious amounts of lick during the course of the year. Our animals don't receive any lick, not in the form of meal in any case. I just have a lick block that I put out should they have any nutritional deficiencies. What we've done is we've bought in some heifers that are Brahman types, and eventually I want to convert this whole herd to adapted animals more suited to high density grazing. I've got 2 Boran bulls that we've put on them, and the first calves have dropped, the little ones over there. So every generation will be more suited to high density or strip grazing. The 2 Boran bulls come from a farm who practices ultra high density grazing, so they're totally adapted. They come from that background, and hopefully in 2 or 3 years time we will have more animals suited to what we want to do. We're practicing regenerative farming or regenerative grazing. This is a 2-hectare camp that they're in now. They've been here day and a night, and judging by the trampling, I'll probably leave them another day and another night. It's longer than what I'd like to do it. Ideally we just want to have them in a camp for a couple of hours, but we're still in the process, we're still getting there, and the quality of this grazing isn't very good, so I want them to really trample it down so that the good stuff, good grasses can start coming out. As you can see in the background, some animals on heat. I'll be putting the bulls in at the end of February. We want the cows to calve on green grass so that they can maintain good body condition and come into heat quickly. These Brahman type heifers will be mated now at around about 15-16 months, a little bit older than I'd prefer. Ideally would be 14 months, but once again we're in the process. And then these bigger calves are from the traditional bulls. We had traditional bulls last season that still did some of the mating, so yeah, we've got a mixed bag. There's a beautiful red heifer, and then there in the background, that spotty one from our Boran bulls. He was the very first calf. He's been banded, and I'm actually sorry I did that, because I think he could have turned out to be a good replacement bull. There's another Boran cross calf, and what's ideal is it gets very hot here, so the Borans continue grazing. They're not as much affected by the heat. They have an incredible herd instinct, and what I've seen with their first calves is that within an hour of birth the calves are up and about, whereas the traditional type calves are a lot more lethargic. It takes them a day or two to really get going. But anyhow, what I like about these calves, within an hour and a half of birth, they're up and about. They stick to their dams. We have jackal in this country, our version of the American coyote. So if the calves aren't left alone and they stick to their mothers, the odds of them getting caught and eaten is a lot slimmer. So yes, beautiful calf, really a beautiful calf. Man, what I wouldn't do to have 100 of those. Boran is typically sleek, can handle heat, as I mentioned, less susceptible to external and internal parasites. So all around it is seen as an unimproved breed, and ironically it's used to improve on the so-called improved breeds. Hey, calm down. These animals, you just call and they come. Open the gate. Moving them is easy. You move them just by yourself, but they're still wild. We have a lot of stock theft problems in this country, and you try and gather them in the dark, you're going to run your legs off. You better be fit if you're going to try and do that. Anyhow, just thought I'd share with you guys what our herd looks like. As I said, no additional feeding. This is just off grazing. We try and force them to graze everything and not graze selectively. We don't always get it right, but we're in the process. And hopefully in 2 or 3 years time I can have a totally different picture to share with you. I don't trust this one. She has a tendency to try and push you slightly from behind. I like that, but you need to keep an eye on her. Anyhow, that's our herd. Hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.